Hello, welcome everyone. This is Johnson Vars, and I've decided to continue playing this game that I started on the other video. So it's pretty interesting. I didn't think to be continuing this game, but well, I kind of wanted to go on with it. I've got a crew in the world of Nova Praxis. They are exploring the underworld, water world of Europa, the moon of Jupiter, in which a research station or colony resides near the shores of the water. The plot, we have set it up on Adventure Crafter, so we have 4 plot lines. The main one being some anomalies being found in the research station that apparently are being caused by some crystal nodes located in the moon to help with the terraforming of the moon for better living conditions, let's say. So these apparently have been causing cancer and causing power outages and some deaths of people despite the medicine being really advanced and no much of permanent death in this world. It's still something that should not be taken lightly. And different houses of this universe are blaming each other for this because these crystals have been set up uh, in a collaborative effort between houses, and some of them are accusing each other of sabotaging that to cause serious damage or reputation damage between the houses. So for this reason we have two crew members, Bailiff and Bora from House Tsaria, and within the ship we also find Agent Foldan, which is from a different house, Silva. They are allied houses, or let's say neutral houses. And well, he's like overseeing the mission because he wants to figure out what's going on with the crystals, and the houses do not trust one house to do it. So this is basically a public arrangement, and this is what Adventure Crafter told me because I rolled. Um, what did I roll for that? Out in the open, which represents something publicly exposed. An impending doom represents this, well, virus or anomalies being found that are causing trouble, health issues, and survival issues potentially. So it's not an easy matter. And a plot thickening. So that's why we added 2 different houses within the same ship. So with that said, to catch up with the game a little bit and continue on scene number 4. Scene number 3 we had, well, some things happened. The Sirius 9 submarine was somewhere in Europa. The crew started exploring and getting deeper and deeper into the moon to look for the location of the crystal nodes. Apparently they have approximate coordinates, but not a precise location of where this terraforming nodes. Remember, in this setting, technology comes from an AI, and AI knows more than the average scientist. To say it in a way, in this universe, kind of humanity is trying to catch up, understanding everything the artificial intelligence is doing for them. And this terraforming crystal is one of them. So, well, this is what's going on, and they found out a tornado in one of these corals underwater caused damages to the Citius 9, and the crew got injured, but they worked out together. And later on, they had to change to a different route, and they found themselves in a restricted area of a different house that generated a 4th plotline, which is House Dalianis. They are researching something mysterious that Bora managed to identify. So she sent a probe, an illegal, or let's say a probe without House Dalianis knowing, because they said, okay, you can come across this restricted area, but you're not allowed to research this sector. But Bora did anyways, taking a risk on behalf of the crew, and well, maybe House Dalianis is hiding something. But the crew decided to move on for now. So I have no idea what's going to happen next. Actually, they're going to continue lookout for the crystal nodes, and for that I'm using Adventure Crafter. So let's roll our next scene. It's going to be based on what we find next. So I'm going to progress on to 2 progress points. Going to roll d6 3 times. So we've got 1, 4, 3. Everything plus 2 would be 3. 3, 6, 5. So locations 3 is an expected location, so I guess more of the deep ocean. On number 6, we've got an encounter of smugglers. So it's a populated ocean, so it's about 1 million people living in this underworld. So there might be smugglers here and there. Apparently we're going to come across one of them. And number 5 for objects, it's going to represent a random table. A xenoarchaeological finds table. Let's see what we have there. I'm going to roll on it. And there's going to be a small rectangular piece of an unknown alloy with protrusions and dimples that suggest it is intended to be fitted together with small pieces. So we're going to find a strange resource that's supposed or intended to be fitted together with similar pieces. So I'm not sure what it's going to be for. We're going to ask later. But the submarine is going to traverse the ocean in order looking for the crystals. And the scene number, where's the adventure? Here. Let's add a row for adventure scene number 4. The crew is going to intercept a flagless submarine in the middle of Europa's underwater oceans. Sensors might detect a strange resource. So this is going to be the proposal. Let's see if Mythic alters it. I think things went pretty bad lately, so we are on Chaos 5. And we're getting an interruption. Moving away from a plot. I'm using the focus table for Adventure Crafter, by the way. Moving away from a plot line. This we're going to ignore because we're using the Adventure Crafter to run this game. But we're moving away from a plot line for sure. Let's see which one. Plot line, whatever is on slot 6, or a new plot line. Okay. Plot thickening. I guess it's going to be something related to this smuggler ship. So we'll have to figure out what is the new plotline about. Adventure Crafter, where are you? Here you are. New plotline. We're going to call it Smugglers and the Crystal Alloy. I'm going to use the word crystal to stray not so much away from our main plots. going to roll 3 plot points. Let's see what we get. Number one is mystery. A crime is committed. Okay. Crime is committed. Plot point number 2 is number 2. That's tension. None. Plot point number 3. Again, mystery. Evidence. Okay, evidence can be found. Again, mystery. A conclusion. So I guess it's going to be a short side quest. And another mystery. A secret. Okay, this is too much information from the adventure crafter. But we're going to be witnessing a crime. As the crew was approaching the flagless submarine, a crime is going to be committed. So someone is killing someone else, or it can be a political crime. So let's ask, is the crime involving death of someone? I have no idea, so unsure. Yes, so someone is being killed. I mean, it's not necessarily being killed, someone is committing a crime. Maybe we find someone who's still alive. So there's evidence and a secret is revealed. Is the secret from House Dalianis? Guess it's going to be involved to what we saw before? No. So I guess it's going to be a different kind of secret. We're going to figure that out slowly as the scene starts. So let's play the scene throughout. The crew is going to intercept a flagless submarine in the middle of Europa. Sensors might detect strange resource, but we see something that's actually surprising us. And the crew is going to detect a body of a person being ejected from the flagless submarine. And Bora is going to identify, actually Bora is on the sensor, so maybe Agent Foldan is more looking through the actual scopes. He's going to see that. And he's going to call the attention of the crew. Guys, something is going on. Look, it's not only a flagless ship. Someone is being ejected. Bale is gonna say, Bora, can you trace this person? I guess that's unlikely how to trace someone in water. Bora's going to say, I can try to hack the signals of the other submarine, but it's going to take a while. What shall we do? After the body is dropped into the water, is the flagless submarine fleeing? I think it's likely, because if they committed a crime, they don't want to be seen. Why would they stay? Right, let's give it as very likely. Oh wow, okay, so despite being very likely, they are staying for some reason. So they're not going away. The body was ejected in the middle of the water. Does something happen to the body? Because if they are staying, maybe they're watching or waiting for something, right? So I'm going to have that one unsure. No, so nothing happens. The body's floating on the water. Bailiff is going to ask Bora to stay on stealth mode. So Bora's going to try to stay still with their submarine and enter a cloak mode. I need the best stealth roll for this. So Bora, stealth is 1. The systems of this submarine are level 2. So she's going to do her best. Bora she's a scientist, so she's not really a pilot, but she's going to ask. So she's going to ask the AI of the submarine to help enable cloak mode. And it's going to roll her stealth plus submarine system, so a total of +2. What's the difficulty? I'm going to roll the difficulty randomly. 1d4. Difficulty is 3. So let's roll. We've got a 2, but we need to add a 2 because of the submarine system, so that's a success. So we managed to stay up. So the submarine Sidious-9 is going to enable its cloaking mechanisms, and it's going to be almost like a chameleon in water. That's going to be like placing an advantage. So I'm going to use that. Sidious is a water chameleon. That's pretty interesting. Oh. Sorry about that. Okay. Submarine is approaching. We see a body. We see this flagless submarine. And Agent Foldan is going to ask, can we somehow trace this flagship, this flagless submarine? Does it belong to anyone we can recognize? Bora and Bailey are going to think. I think Bailey would go through the route of contacting someone who might know, who is reported to be in this sector. So let's do that, since he's the lead field research engineer. But I guess it's going to be a hard roll to get information from that side. So I'm going to roll a 1d6 plus 1 for the difficulty. That's a 4. Bailiff's going to reach out to headquarters and ask if there is any submarine reported to be in this sector. That is success a 5, so we need to ask the Oracle. Is there any officially reported or any registered submarine on this sector? Yes would be favorable. Let's go. Hell yes, okay. So not only it's registered, they have an exact ID for the ship. They're going to share that with us because, well, we are on an official mission, undercover mission, and they're going to tell us who that belongs to. I'm going to roll on the characters list to see if we hit any of the houses. We should add here House of Dalianis. Oh, we have it already. We have House of Dalianis here. So let's roll, not this deck, Adventure Crafter. That's characters on position 13. There's nobody. There's a new character. The new character is going to be an individual. So they're going to give us a name, 2 identities again, a foreigner, so someone not from here, and a wanderer. So, okay, that's quite some identity. And let's see the descriptor. 2 descriptors, that's a lot of cards. 2 descriptors again. Caring. Okay, someone who cares for something. Close everything. So foreigner. Oh, I forgot one of these identities. I think it was an explorer, foreigner, explorer, caring. So someone is not from here. Why would someone not from here be here? Infiltrating on a flagless ship. And the ship is reported, we say an individual, so they give us a name. We need a name. Can you give us something? GMA Venkat. Venkat. Is Venkat an apostate? It's very unlikely. So an apostate is someone who does not belong to any house. Like, who's the ID of this person? He's not an apostate, so we need to roll for a house he belongs to. Let's roll. I think we have on Nova Praxis 6 houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1d6, and we check which house it belongs to. So this is quite a mystery event we're finding here. House number 5. That means House Silva. House Silva is the same house of Agent Foldan. Damn you, Foldan. Are you hiding something from the rest of the crew? So we have Venkat of House Silva. Not officially on any mission, but registered under his name with a flagless ship. You're in trouble, my friend. So Bailiff's going to look at Agent Foldan. It's going to try to recognize and read him. So do you have any... this would be empathy against rapport or deceive. Okay, so Baliev is going to try to read Agent Foldan, who got a +1. Bailiff is doing better with a +2, so he succeeds on reading his face. Is Agent Foldan hiding something? So either way, this is going to be problematic for him. So if he's hiding something, he's going to be in trouble along House Silva because, well, they discovered a little secret. And if he's not hiding something, it's still a political pressure House Tanya can take. So I'm going to leave it on an unsure and see what Mythic brings us. Oh, yes. So he is hiding something, and this is bad for a character. Because the character is going to antagonize a rumor. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay. This is a very interesting scene, guys. So we are discovering political maneuvers underwater of Europa. And Agent Foldan is going to sweat, look away, try to play silly, but Bailiff is going to read him. He's going to give him a very tough look. Bora's going to stay away. But Bailiff is kind of the angry guy, and he's pretty much a member, proud member, trying to wash his name from wrong accusations. I'm not making this up, actually. If we open our adventure sheet, one of Bailiff's inner conflicts is that he's being judged for rumors that basically accuse him of keeping secrets because of a mining station which disappeared, and he's being accused for that falsely. And I'm going to pick this as a clue because it's going to make it personal. Bailiff is going to identify this, or going to try to read this situation. Is going to force Agent Foldan to speak. What are you hiding, Foldan? We got you here. You got an idea of House Silva. In the middle of the ocean, on an unregistered sector. You better talk now. You're not in conditions of hiding anything from us. I need a behavior check here. Going to resolve it with a fate question. So does Foldan defend himself? Or is he going to give away? So I guess it's more likely to defend himself. Okay, so he's going to try to deceive, but Bailiff read his face, so he knows he's hiding something. But he's going to play it anyways. Look, Bailiff, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I was not informed of anyone of House Silva here in Europa right now. Well, we've just proving you wrong because your face is speaking for you, Foldan. So the question is, how far can Bailiff go? I'm not sure if he would punch him in the face or... But he's going to play it tough, and Foldan knows that Bailiff is reading him. So this is... Okay, I'm going to roll a very unlikely situation where he's going to fight. Foldan is going to act on self-defense and try to hide this by killing Bailiff, which is very unlikely, a very extreme situation, because this is an official mission, so I don't think he's going to lose his manners. Is Foldan losing it? No, okay, that's expected. So he thinks for a moment, comes across his head to get rid of this facade. And he's going to give up, actually. I'll say, okay, Bailiff, not sure what you're trying to see or read on my face. It's up to you to do whatever you want. And Bailiff's gonna say, well, a flagless ship of your house just released someone on the waters of Europa, so that's quite a crime to me. We better see what you're moving, what you're doing, Foldan. Stay put, we're going to investigate. And this is going to be the end of the scene, because I think it's a good time to take a break here. And next scene is going to be Bailiff and Bora opening a bridge of communication with this flagless ship and see where the story takes us. So I'm going to stop the video here. Thank you guys for following it. This was a one scene video. We're going to write down these notes. So the goal is of the scene was to investigate what is this flagless ship doing out here in this unregistered area. And the outcome was the flagless ship belongs to House Silva under the name of, what's the name we got? Venkat, under the command of Venkat. The crew discovered a crime just in time, which is a death punishable crime of releasing someone in the forbidden waters of Europa. And this is how it ends. See you on the next one.